On the outskirts of a small New England town stood an old Victorian house that had been abandoned for decades. Locals whispered that the house had been sealed after a mysterious incident in the winter of 1970, but no one really knew what had happened. My friend Emma, who studied sociology at the local university, had always been fascinated by the stories. She believed the townspeople's fears were just myths. That night, as the snow slowed and the moon peeked through thick clouds, we decided it was time to see the house for ourselves. The moment we stepped onto the property, an eerie silence enveloped us. Streetlights along the narrow road flickered, their glow barely reaching the snow-covered lawn. The gate creaked open on its own, as if welcoming us. Some patches of snow seemed disturbed, like someone had recently walked across them. We exchanged nervous glances and moved toward the rusted front door. As soon as we entered, an icy chill gripped us. The cold inside was sharper than the winter air outside. Old family portraits hung crookedly on the walls, their subjects staring at us with smiles that felt wrong, almost mocking. Emma turned on her phone's flashlight and started up the staircase. She whispered that the main mystery of the house probably lay on the upper floor. The wooden stairs groaned under our weight, each step echoing through the empty halls. Upstairs, the air suddenly grew still, as if the house had held its breath. A half-open door to the right emitted a faint yellow light, like a candle had just been lit. The shadows inside danced subtly, and it felt like the room itself was alive, watching our every move. We stepped inside cautiously. A broken rocking chair in the center of the room slowly rocked back and forth, though there was no one there. The candle flickered as a cold draft swept through, carrying a faint whisper we couldn't understand. Emma's voice trembled as she suggested we should leave, but curiosity rooted us in place. Suddenly, we heard footsteps from the hallway behind us. We spun around, hearts pounding, but saw no one. The air felt thick, almost suffocating, and the shadows seemed to stretch toward us. A door at the far end of the room creaked open by itself. Beyond it was a narrow hallway lined with old, faded wallpaper. Something heavy seemed to be moving at the other end, just out of sight. The whispering grew louder, forming words we couldn't comprehend, yet somehow felt like warnings. Emma grabbed my arm, and we moved forward slowly. The floorboards moaned under our weight. Every instinct screamed to run, but we were trapped between fear and fascination. At the hallway's end, a small room revealed itself. The candlelight illuminated a mirror leaning against the wall. In it, we saw not our reflections, but faint silhouettes behind us, flickering in and out like smoke. We turned quickly, nothing. When we looked back at the mirror, the shadows were closer, darker, almost reaching toward us. The whispering had turned into a hiss, filling the room with cold menace. Our legs felt like lead, unable to move, and the temperature dropped so drastically that our breath formed thick clouds. Then, as suddenly as it began, everything stopped. The shadows vanished, the whispers ceased, and the chair fell still. The house was quiet again, but the air still carried a sense of expectation, as if it was waiting for us to make a mistake. Emma and I didn't speak. We backed toward the door, feeling eyes on our backs with every step. Outside, the night was calm, the snow gently falling, masking the terror we had just faced. We left without a word, the house looming behind us, silent but alive, holding its secrets for the next curious souls who dared to enter.